Okay, I think we're good to go. I think we're live. Let's go. I wish Darrell was here for the sound effects because I'm expecting the to go right after. Anytime I think of that now, I have to think of him doing the sound effects. So it never fails, without fail, always.
You still hear it.
Exactly.
Especially after last night, man. All I hear in my back of my head is the explosions.
He came in clutch with those sound effects, I'm not gonna lie.
He really did, and it was for a great cause, which was the Game Awards 2022 last night. Everybody, welcome in to TryHard's Certified. We're here for the TryHard's COOLDOWN podcast, episode number 2, talking about the Game Awards from last night, which, if you guys missed it, myself, Veronica, and Darrell were on. We're reacting to it live. That VOD should be coming up on our YouTube channel tomorrow, actually. So you'll be able to watch the VOD from the Game Awards. You can see the whole show. We streamed the whole thing. We talked about all the games, all of the stuff in it in one go. So definitely check out the VOD. You can also check it out on Twitch too if you want to take a look at it as well today. But we're going to be talking about the Game Awards, recapping it, breaking it down. We've had like a whole, 12, 13 hours to kind of process it and think about the games that we saw, the awards that were nominated, and all that, so on and so forth. So if you guys don't know, I'm Howie, and I'm here with Alex and Veronica from the TryHard team. Go ahead, team. You can go ahead and say hello to the people.
What's up, everyone? How's it going,
guys.
chat?
Welcome, chat.
Welcome
to
in.
Our favorite day of the week.
Yes.
Where we sit down and talk about video games, which is always I think the most fun hour of anything that we do, is because we can just sit down and just talk about stuff that we've been playing, things that we've been looking forward to. And you know what, I'm actually going to start it off with what games has everybody been playing over the last, I think, 2 or 3 weeks since we've been here for the cooldown. So Alex, I'll start with you. What's been on your radar?
Sure. So not to sound like a broken record, but I'm still working on a few on rotation right now, and that's just been Valorant, Horizon, and just recently I dabbled in a little bit of Fortnite with Veronica on another stream that we did, so that was cool to kind of get that under my belt for the first time. And yeah, now I'm kind of like, maybe I should play that a little bit more here and there, and just add it to the rotation, so those have been my main 3.
Amazing.
Awesome. I definitely support the Fortnite grind.
I was about to say, I think the Fortnite bug's about to hit you next, so you might be next up for it. Veronica, what about you? What's been on your radar?
So I'm still playing Pokemon Violet. I've just been busy, so I haven't had the chance to dedicate time to progressing through the story, but I'm almost done. And I'm also playing a lot of Overwatch 2 because the new season dropped and the new tank heroes out. And I don't play tank, but it's been fun because there's new stuff. So I'm on that battle pass, and I feel like Fortnite's about to come back into my rotation too because of the stream I had with Alex.
Yeah.
So much fun. I had a great time.
Yeah, that was the best.
Yeah, we have some great clips, some amazing clips from that stream. So
Go check it out. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely go check it out.
Yeah, we'll be having those up on our socials pretty soon too. So if you guys don't get the chance to see it, the full length VOD, you'll get to see the clips that we've had from it. There are a lot of great clips there, so definitely you guys are going to enjoy that. Shout out to Lees, I see you in the chat. What's up, brother? How you doing? Welcome in. Welcome in. For me, for the games that I've been playing, I've been doing a lot of traveling over the last couple of weeks, as the team knows. So for me, the games that I've been playing Horizon Forbidden West. That's the game I'm still playing right now at the moment. I'm trying to get that game finished so I can move on to finishing Final Fantasy X finally, and playing Stray, and I need to play the Forspoken demo. So that's kind of, the games on the list right now. Yeah.
Forgot about that demo.
I was about to say, because I thought you were going to go in there, chime in, and be like, yo, Forspoken?
No, I completely. Oh my god! Yesterday, so much happened last night at the Game Awards that I completely forgot about that.
So much, and we're actually going to go ahead and play the video in the background, as you guys can see. So this is going to be some of the footage from the Game Awards last night. Big shout out to Jeff Keighley and the Game Awards team for an incredible event. I think it was honestly their best Game Awards in a long time. I think that they nailed it with the premieres. It's felt like a lot more of a consistent pace. It didn't feel like it was super fast like previous years. It allowed, I think, the announcements to have more time to breathe than they have in the past too. So I think that they did a really good job with it, and we were also official co-streamers for the Game Awards last night too. So Jeff Keighley and the team, shout out to them on an incredible show. And we're actually going to be recapping the Game Awards like we said earlier in the stream. There was a lot of crazy stuff that happened during the Game Awards. A lot of stuff we'll get into later on, but definitely some surprises in the awards. And Elden Ring took home the Game of the Year award, which was the big surprise. A lot of people were expecting it to be God of War Ragnarok, but Elden Ring ended up taking over the crown there, which was the highest rated game of 2022. But God of War also won a lot of amazing awards too. I think it won Best Audio Design, it won Best it might have been Accessibility, and they won a whole bunch of other awards too. But we're going to go ahead and recap all of the awards. But just know that Elden Ring definitely took home a lot of awards too. So it was a good mix. I want to kind of, before I get into recapping, I want to ask Alex and I want to ask Veronica, how do you feel about Elden Ring taking home the Game of the Year award? We'll go ahead and start with Alex, because I know Veronica's got some thoughts. So.
All right. Yeah. I'll keep mine relatively short, but I don't know. I guess it did definitely align with my expectations. Like, I know how you and we on the other stream we had, we put our ballot on Elden Ring to take it all. So I guess I'm just like, nice. I was right about that. I had so many friends talking about Elden Ring over the whole year that it just seemed like you couldn't even escape it, and that to me was another factor in why I thought it would be the one to take it. Personally, I've never played like a lot of the game itself, so I can't speak to any specifics into like whether it was this or that really made it, but it seemed like an overall just amazing game as a whole package.
Yeah, I agree completely. I think that Elden Ring, what it did, and Cyberpunk did this, but it was in a negative way, but Elden Ring stayed relevant for months on end, because typically with single player games, they don't really have a lot of length to them. People will talk about them for, maybe a couple weeks, for a month or two, and then it starts to die down. Elden Ring was still being talked about well into the summertime. Once we started to get into August and September, that's when it started dying down a little bit. But they really kept a lot of longevity for the game going since release in February, which is crazy to think. For example, Horizon Forbidden West came out, I think either it was a week before or the same day, and immediately Horizon Forbidden West, it fell off after the week. When Elden Ring came out, Elden Ring just took over that crown.
The spotlight,
completely.
Yeah.
just took it. And it's funny enough, again, that Horizon in 2017, it came out a week before The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild came out. So they had the Game of the Year curse yet again.
Yeah, tough timing.
So it's rough for the Guerrilla
really
team. Even though they made a great game, but you do hate to see it. Veronica, so go ahead and hit your thoughts about Elden Ring being the Game of the Year winner.
I see it. but I don't like it, I guess. Bottom line.
Gotcha.
Honestly, yeah, my vote is still Stray. I don't care. But I would have honestly thought that God of War would have gotten it over Elden Ring, despite like what you're saying. Like, yeah, you're right. Like the game managed to stay really relevant for like so long. And I was even hearing about it a lot still recently. That being said, I'm like, I don't know. I think God of War. I feel like God of War could have taken it over them.
Yeah, I think it mainly boiled down to those two games. Like, it was either going to be God of War or Elden Ring. I don't think, as much as Stray got a lot of hype, I didn't think Stray was going to take the game of the year when you got two juggernauts like that really changed the complexity of the RPG genre this year. So even though Stray is an incredible game and definitely deserved the nomination, it was kind of tough to go against the Giants.
No, yeah, that's so true. It's funny though, because at one point during the awards, when we kept seeing God of War get everything, and I'm just like, all right, they're not getting Game of the Year. Like, it's it's not happening no more.
It was the 2018 curse again, because that year was Red Dead Redemption 2 and God of War 2018, and Red Dead was taking all of the awards until God of War took the Game of the Year award, which a lot of people have been saying on Twitter, this is karma from all the way back then. It was like Elden Ring sends their regards, like they were there. The Elden Ring is going to take the big one. But as Celise also said too, made a great point in the chat. If Ragnarok had more time, it definitely would have been Game of the Year. Game of the Year for me, at least, though. So he agrees that Game of the Year should have went to God of War Ragnarok. Alex said earlier that we were pretty much Elden Ring was going to take it. I think I felt very confident that I was going to take it. Once I started seeing the awards go for God of War, I was like, yeah, they're giving these little awards to them as like, all right, you're not getting the big one, but you're getting all of these little ones in between.
Yeah, little cookie crumbs. Yeah, all right.
Yeah, the little crumbs. But, one category I think that I agreed with Veronica and Darrell on, which I didn't think that Elden Ring should have won, but it was for the Best Game Direction Award, which also competed against God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, Immortality, and Stray. So I think as a game direction, that's a tough one. I don't know if Elden Ring should have won that one.
I don't think they should have gotten it, to be honest. I think that was a big mistake.
A big snub, yeah.
Big snub. Yeah, that was just really. I was like, what are we doing here? Like, did we read the right card? I don't know. I feel like
them up.
Yeah, like, did you mix it up? Because like that just didn't feel right. I don't think. Like Elden Ring, out of all of those, no.
Yeah, that one I was like, yeah, I could see that being a debate for maybe God of War or Stray, as for innovation in game design, because I think out of all the games in that category, Stray was the most unique out of all of those, because God of War is a sequel to 2018. Like, the game's amazing, there's no doubt about it, but it innovated enough to where it fulfilled that sequel role, but it didn't innovate as a brand new title like Stray did. And Horizon is also the same thing. I think even less so than God of War. Horizon feels a lot more of a copy-paste than God of War Ragnarok does. So that's just... I think that Stray could have definitely gotten a nomination win for that, for sure. Alex, I don't know if you have any thoughts about the Best Game Direction category also.
I actually did not really catch that part of the show, so I don't have any specific thoughts about that, but I totally hear out what you're saying about that kind of feeling like a snub, because just from hearing how you guys have talked about the other games, they're so much more in depth, and could have easily taken that award.
There was another category Elden Ring won in that I was like, what? Which was for art direction, and like, nice looking game.
I don't know.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Yeah, visually others were.
Yeah, I was just like, come on, like, you guys are killing me here. Like, please, where's the justice for Stray? I just want to know that. Like, where is the justice for that?
Listen, hot take here. If it wasn't Elden Ring, I thought Horizon Forbidden West should have won this one.
Yeah,
100%.
That was another one that I thought maybe could have been like a good contender for it. Honestly.
Playing Forbidden West right now, because my mom, actually at her house, we have a 70-inch TV in the living room. So I've been playing it on the 70-inch, and it is by far, like, might be the most beautiful game I've ever seen in my life. Like, it's so beautiful, and the art direction they did for it was incredible. And it was, I don't know, I think it should have won at least this award. I don't think Forbidden West took any awards during the Game Awards at all,
I don't think so either.
which is a shocker, because I think it should have won at least
too. Yeah, right.
like audio, or maybe should have won accessibility, or it could have won art direction. So that was a huge shock. But yeah, if it wasn't Elden Ring, I would have went for Horizon Forbidden West with this category. Going into the best score in music, though, I think this one's kind of a fair choice. God of War Ragnarok took this award. Took out Elden Ring, took down Metal Hellsinger, A Plague Tale, and Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Yeah, I think God of War Ragnarok had that one locked in immediately. No questions asked.
I agree. I feel like that was fair. Like, yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, because the soundtrack for Ragnarok, because I remember I was watching Lyric, I think it was a couple of weeks ago, whenever he was talking about the Game Awards, and they were going through each one, kind of breaking down who they think was going to win, and he was playing the soundtrack to Ragnarok and Elden Ring, and that's a toss-up. Like, it can go either way, one of those, but Ragnarok and the way that Sony Santa Monica does the audio for God of War is just top-notch, which is why they also won Best Audio Design too, beating out Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, Gran Turismo 7, Horizon, and Elden Ring also. So that was, I don't know, Gran Turismo 7 though deserved at least maybe the win there, but I'll give it to God of War on that one for sure.
Did that game get any awards?
Gran Turismo did, actually.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It won Best Sports Racing Game. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Right.
Deserved.
Yeah, I remember you talking about. Yeah, I remember you talking about it like earlier in the year.
Yeah, I really enjoyed my time with it, and I need to get back on it and play it, because so if you haven't played Gran Turismo before, you have like your normal career mode, which is what they brought back this time around. They didn't have it in the sport game, which came out during the PS4 era, but they have the career mode back in 7, and you also can get your license in the game. It's like the super license. So I've been trying to get to the supercar level license, and you have to do like a certain time trial to get the like achievement done. So that's what I've been trying to do, is get all of them gold, and it's really hard.
Yeah.
But super good. Alex, I wanted to ask too, since you didn't get to see the full show, what were some awards that you saw that were some pretty big highlights for you?
Yeah, that's an awesome question. I have here in my notes that I was paying particular attention to the best esports team, esports coach, not coach, but esports event. And that was one that, we all had the pleasure of going to, which was League of Legends Championship, which was really great to see. And just, being there in person was such a lovely experience, getting to see all the people host it, from the crowd to the reactions of all the great plays. That was really exciting for me. So glad to see that one, the esports event. Esports team was really cool for me as well. I'm a big Valorant fan, so to see that Loud won that Brazilian team, if I'm correct.
Correct.
And they've always kind of had a rivalry with Optic Gaming, the North Americans. So kind of was rooting for both in both senses, and just to see them kind of take it all and then win that category was pretty sweet.
I was about to ask, do you know that team? Because I was like, I don't follow Valorant esports really. So
Yeah.
I was like, I think they're new from this year anyway. But yeah.
I have never heard too much prior to this year's tournament, but now I'm gonna keep a closer eye on them, because they kind of felt like out of nowhere. So that's good for them though.
Yeah, they might end up being a fan favorite, since Optic Gaming didn't make franchising for 2023 season, and Loud did. So they might be a team to watch, and might be a team I might have to root for, because they're, like you said, their rivalry last year was incredible during Champions, and seeing just the North American team versus the Brazilian team, and seeing how those two would always go back and forth. Like Optic would take a series over them, Loud would come back, and then the Loud ended up winning Valorant Champions this year. So they definitely deserve that category for sure. And best esports event, I think we're all a little biased about going to the World Championship this year, especially somebody in here named Veronica, who ended up going to San Francisco for the championship finals.
It's true. I have my World Cup to prove it. I went
Look, the proof is right there. So
Yeah. that was a great experience, honestly, and I'm really glad I got to go, especially for the first time or in like a while that it's been in NA. Like,
Yeah.
that's like historic,
Convenient to
you
go
know?
to. Yeah.
Yeah, convenient too. It was like a great performance. Like, also just like the storyline for Worlds this year too, I think was awesome, and just another game, another championship that went to like its final, like, you know, what is it? What's the phrase? Like, it went the journey or whatever.
Yeah.
Because it was just wild. Like, such
With
a
the
good,
distance.
such a good
With the
time.
distance.
Went the
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
distance. Yes, there it is. Yeah. So, I agree with that choice.
Yeah. I think the fans did the right choice on that one.
Yeah.
One game, though, that they also might have got the right choice for the awards is for most anticipated game for 2023. The winner of that was Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, which is coming out in May of 2023. Took down Final Fantasy 16, which was my choice, but it's fine. Hogwarts Legacy, Resident Evil 4, and Starfield. And kind of transitioning from a lot of those awards that we already had and getting into the most anticipated game, also slash the announcements that they had yesterday during the Game Awards. Let's talk about the games that we saw. I know there was a crap ton of announcements yesterday. It really took, I think, a lot of us by surprise about how many, like, I feel like more big name games than they have in the past, because Jeff Keighley likes to focus on independent games. He's a big indie guy, and indie games are amazing too, but a lot of people that tune into the Game Awards most of the time are more casual gamers, so they want to care more about the big heavy hitters. They want to care about the Zeldas and the God of Wars and the Elden Rings. But what was one standout game from both of you guys that they showed that you were like, okay, I am definitely getting this game day one, day zero, as soon as it comes out? Alex, I want to hear from you first.
Sure. One that kind of caught my eye that I just had never heard about with, I think Sifu. It was also in the indie game category.
Oh, yes.
Or
yes.
at least was a nomination for that. And I don't know. When I think about games like Tekken or just like fighter, like fist action games, that caught my eye, and I feel like I need to try that out at least once because it's been a while. So I don't know, that just caught my attention. Looks like a really great game.
And Darrell is a big Sifu enthusiast, so he
okay.
will definitely be the man of contact. He like
Gotcha.
all last night, man. He was like, "Yo, Sifu got robbed! Like Sifu got robbed for this."
No.
With Sifu, definitely deserved an award too. But yeah, Sifu is a game that definitely should be on your radar. Veronica, what about you? What are the games or any game announcements you saw that really took you by surprise?
So there were a lot, I think, but one of the memorable ones for me is Hades 2. So excited for that. I love Hades. I like that genre of games too. So I'm glad that it's not only going back, it's not only is it a game from the same company, because like I really liked what they put out, but just like going back to that universe and now like exploring like more of it is gonna be so much fun. So I genuinely cannot wait for that. I think that was probably like the biggest shock to me of the night too. Like I was not expecting that announcement like at all.
Yeah, and it's even more shocking because this is Supergiant's first ever sequel. They don't do sequels to their games, so that was a really big surprise. Because I feel like most people who played Hades and know Supergiant games, like they weren't expecting a Hades 2. They were expecting a new project, new IP, and for them going back to Hades shows a lot of confidence in the game and just how successful that game was for them too. So that they deserved all the awards when they got Hades, and they might deserve the next ones for Hades 2 whenever that comes out, which is supposed to be in early access in 2023. So that's going to be awesome to see how that game really takes the beginning stages to end up releasing, hopefully very shortly after that too. Hades 2 definitely was a game I was like, whoa, I was not expecting that at all.
Yeah.
I'm pretty biased. I am a huge fan of Yoshi P and Yoki Nishida from the Final Fantasy XIV team. I'm a huge Final Fantasy XIV fan. So I was very excited whenever it got announced that he was going to be directing Final Fantasy 16. And I've been watching that game closely over the last 2 years. And it keeps getting better every trailer I see. And last night's trailer was like 10 out of 10 perfection. I need this game immediately. Already, we're going to have to pre-ordered it. I am ready to go. I need it. As somebody who's
ready.
Right, I'm brand new to Final Fantasy also, outside of 14. 7 Remake was the first one that I played, and I've been playing 10, and so I'm still very new, but everything I saw, I need the Aeons, I need the icons, I need all of the party members, I need the gameplay, I need the graphics, I need it all. I'll be there day one. So I think that was the game that blew me away the most. But we're gonna break down some of the other games that were revealed too during the stream yesterday. One thing we talked about too is that a lot of these games that got announced yesterday are coming out way sooner than you would think, because it is going to be a juggernaut in the early part of 2023. Some of the games that got announced yesterday, or at least shown, one of them is Diablo 4, which is you're seeing right now on your screen. Diablo 4 from Blizzard Entertainment is coming out in June of 2023. So in the first 6 months of the year, a big heavy hitter from Blizzard is going to be coming very soon. Final Fantasy 16 is coming June 22nd. And then even crazier, Street Fighter 6 is also coming out in June. So these are all going to be within, I think, 2.5 weeks of each other when all three of those games are coming out. Very packed. And it's even crazy to think about too, in May, they also announced the release date for Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League. That's going to be May 26th. And then 2 weeks before that will be The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. So that is going to be in May. April right now is the only month that doesn't have a big release. But January is going to have Fire Emblem Engage. February is going to have Hogwarts Legacy. And I also think Forspoken is coming in January too. And Dead Space Remake also in January. March is going to have Star Wars Jedi Survivor. So it's just going to be a slaughter of the games. But going through the list of some of the things that were announced, we'll go ahead and start with From Software, who won Game of the Year at Elden Ring, announced a brand new game in the Armored Core series. A series that I've never played before. I've heard that it's basically Dark Souls with mechs in space. So that sounds very promising. I don't know. Is anybody here excited to see what this game is going to be like?
I think I was intrigued by the trailer. Like, it looked really cool. I guess I would have to see kind of how I like the gameplay. If it's like Dark Souls, like, I might like it, but not sure if I'm going to play the whole thing, just because I'm like, who has the time? I'm going to be honest. Like, who has the time?
So
yeah, I'm like, I don't know about all that. But I will be keeping an eye on that one for sure. I was like very interested based off the trailer we saw last night.
Yeah, absolutely. That one is definitely on my list. It's From Software. I'm kind of, after Elden Ring, I'm now in the boat of anything they make, I'm buying day one. Like, I think that they are an incredible studio. Even though Elden Ring's the first From Software game I finished. I started Sekiro, I quit. I started Dark Souls 3, I quit. Demon Souls, I haven't quit, but I just played other games. I like Demon Souls a lot, but I need to finish that too. So, I don't know, it doesn't matter. Now I'm a From Software guy. I'm buying whatever they make going forward. We talked about Hades 2 a little bit ago. Also, Hades 2 was, a lot of people are very excited for that, and I'm really excited to see the gameplay for Hades 2. Another game that is very, big for me is Cyberpunk 2077, and they had the announcement of the Phantom Liberty expansion, but it's going to feature Idris Elba in the DLC.
Let's go. I think that's sick.
The budget to have Keanu Reeves and Idris Elba in your DLC is insane.
Now, like, will this come out playable? Or will it be buggy on release? Let's wait and see.
Yeah, that'll
listen. If you had the right PC, it was playable. All right, the right PC.
Okay.
As a little fun story to share with everybody, Veronica, I'll never forget, because whenever we got Cyberpunk, obviously I was very hyped for it. I was like, I cannot wait. This is going to be the game of the year. Yeah. The game turned out as it did. But Veronica got the game too. And I'll never forget that I think she only played like 15 minutes and her game was just bugging out and crashing all the time. So
It was, you know what's funny? You know how Steam's like you can return your game within 14 days or 2 hours of gameplay, and I hit 1 hour 55 minutes, and I'm like, get this shit out of my library. Like, give me my I'm like, give me my $60 back and take this out from here because like I don't want it. I kept getting like the weirdest glitches, and that came out when 2020 or 2021?
2020, yeah, into 2020.
Okay,
yeah.
So also in my defense, I had actually just rebuilt my PC with like new parts. I upgraded it that year, so it was not my PC.
Yeah,
I know that for a fact. It was my PC. It was that game. Okay.
Yeah, it definitely was the game.
It sucks because I'm like, I know this could be fun. Like, it looks great, but like, the fact that it took 2 years for it to be fixed after release, I'm like, I don't know about that one. I'm good on that game. Like, I'm not missing out on anything. I'm okay.
Right, book galore.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm fine. Like, I will live without playing it.
Yeah, so you're not gonna look into it now that even it's like $20 and the new expansion's on the way? She said,
Even
no way,
20
Jose.
bucks
Damn, the disrespect.
No.
She said no. That was it. That was the one and done deal, which is very fair. I totally understand that. Cyberpunk, I did play through it. I really enjoyed it. I actually did start a second playthrough on PS5. I think right after I finished the game on PC. I really enjoyed it. So I'm very excited to see what they do with Phantom Liberty, which will be the one and only expansion they're doing for Cyberpunk 2077 as they're moving on to a new game in the Witcher series. And also, I think they confirmed there's going to be a Cyberpunk sequel. So who knows?
Ooh.
Maybe they will get it right next time with the new engine. So let's hope they get all this stuff together.
They don't seem to have a good track record of that, to be honest.
Yeah, you're right, but I don't know. I think they learned their lesson. They got humbled from the 2020 launch.
Yeah,
fingers crossed. Big oof there.
Yeah.
Some PlayStation games are heading to PC. Returnal and The Last of Us Part 1. So if you guys have not got a chance to play The Last of Us or Returnal, that is, there are two big franchises you should definitely play when it comes to PC. I think Returnal's coming early next year, and then The Last of Us is in March also. So it might be January, March for those releases too. So even more games to add to the January, February, March crazy trend. That's going to be wild to play there.
I'm just wondering, like, when these people think we're gonna have the time to play these games. Like, it's not even to finish the games. It's to play these games on top of having a real life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna have to quit my job to play catch up with these games, you know?
And it's not even like these games are short either. That's the thing. These games are at least 20, 30, 40 hour games. Like, they're gonna take so much time.
Typically, right?
Yeah, which I like, and like I used to be a very big like single player like narrative game, like I used to love those. I love like those kinds of games. And I think with Overwatch was like the first time that I'm like, I want to play like against people. And so since Overwatch came out, like that's been the only time that I've been like, okay, I'm going to play more games where I'm like always online and it's like live service games. So I'm glad that we're getting like a lot of, really good single player games, like narrative driven games. But oh my God, like we don't got the time. I don't have the time for this.
We don't. It's like I've had to give up live service games. Like I haven't played Valorant in ages. I haven't played League of Legends. I haven't played Apex. Like I had to give them up. I'm like, I can't do all this. I haven't even played Destiny, and I'm a huge Destiny guy, and I've given up all of that. I'm just
I remember you talking about Destiny a lot.
Yeah, and even like I saw in one of the games that they did show off was Destiny 2 Lightfall, which is the next expansion coming out in February. Even then, I saw the trailer and I was pretty excited when I first got the announcement about it a couple of months ago. But now I'm just like, man, I can't even, like I'm so exhausted hearing about Lightfall because I just have too many games on my backlog to take care of. So that one I might even get it at launch. Like that's where I'm at right now. So we'll see, which would be a first because I've normally gotten every Destiny expansion the day when it came out. So we'll see about that. But live service games, I'm like, let's push that to the side a little bit. Some games, though, I am looking forward to playing more of are going to be fighting games. Street Fighter 6 and Tekken 8 were both shown at the conference, and I think both of these games look amazing. Alex, I don't know if you're a big fighting game person at all, but are you looking into Street Fighter 6 or Tekken or anything about that?
I'm kind of thinking about Tekken, to be honest. Yeah, I did catch when I was rewatching the show. I did see the trailer for that, and that was really awesome. Like,
Yeah.
talk about intense. Yeah. So, yeah, I might add that to the rotation as well. But we'll see.
Yeah, I think I have Tekken 7 downloaded, so I think I need to get back on it and get my fighting game skills up a little bit more. Veronica,
mashing skills.
those match. Oh my god! Like, see, like I like those style of fighting games more than I like Smash, because I like the slow, more methodical games than Smash. Smash is just so quick for me that like my brain hurts when I play it. I'm just like, how do y'all be doing down Bs on me? Y'all be doing all this stuff, and I'm like, what the hell is this? Veronica, I don't know if you had any opinions too on Street Fighter and Tekken as well.
Honestly, I'm not a big fighting game person. I love to watch them though. Like, I like to watch other people play them. It's just like I'm not very good at them, so I kind of just stay away. But Street Fighter looks so good. Also, what we saw of Tekken, also amazing. I think I said this last night. I love the direction they're going with, like, I guess the branding for Tekken, like the chain being the 8. I'm like, that's so cool. Like, they're doing a sick job with the marketing so far.
Yeah,
I like it. I think there's gonna be some good games. A lot of hype is like everywhere around for these games. So yeah.
Yeah, 100%. I was reading something a little bit earlier today too, where the director was talking more about the story for Tekken 8 and why they stylized the 8 with the chains, because it involves they have like the father-son relationship with Jin, and I forgot his father's name, but he's like the big Tekken overlord basically.
Yeah.
And that is like breaking the chains of their relationship. That's why it's the 8 and it's the breaking chains part of it. So
That's cool.
the story sounds fire. So I'm like, okay, I'm in there. But Tekken and Street Fighter, and just the fighting game scene as a whole, is about to go crazy, with Riot Games also doing Project L coming out sometime soon, and NetherRealm, the creators of Mortal Kombat, are working on a new game which has been rumored to be Mortal Kombat 12. So fighting games are about to really take off over the next couple of years. So very excited time if you are a fan of the fighting game industry. And another big game for me, and I'm sure for Veronica, maybe you too, Alex, but Star Wars Jedi Survivor looks amazing. Cal Kestis is back in full force. The memes I've been seeing today, though, is everybody is, if you remember from Revenge of the Sith, whenever it's like, where's Padme? But they're saying, where's Night Sister Marion? Is she safe? Is she alright? Because she wasn't in the trailer at all.
Oh, wait, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so what's up with that? There's
What's
a
going
lot
on there?
a lot of questions and a lot of answers that need to be solved for sure.
One of the sorry, I just wanted
Yeah.
to say real quick, one of the things from the trailer that like I thought was so cool was like they had like, you know, some teamwork thing where like Cal did something and then someone else came in and did something else. But I think one of the like coolest things they did was Cal used the Force to take one of, I think it was like the stormtrooper like in front of him, then use him as like a shield, right?
Oh.
So
Yeah.
just like
Yeah,
so
yeah.
they were shooting at the stormtrooper and I'm like, that's cool as hell. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
amazing.
Badass.
Yeah, really badass.
You can already see the improvements they made over the first game in just that small trailer, because
Yeah.
the first game's gameplay was amazing, and if you're a fan of the Dark Souls series, you're gonna love. If you haven't played Fallen Order, you need to play it first of all. But it's essentially a Souls-like Star Wars game. And the one thing is that the gameplay was great, but there was room for improvement. There's a lot of things they could have did to make the gameplay a little bit more differential every time you're in a fight. And it seems like they are already nailing that with the dual sabers, with the new Force abilities, and it's looking really, really good. So definitely something on the radar. I don't know, Alex, have you played Fallen Order at all?
I have not. I'm so far removed from that whole world of stuff. Yeah, I know. I don't
Okay.
even want to make people cringe because I don't know shit about that. I'm like, I should just hide.
But you know, if you ever were interested in playing Fallen Order, definitely do it, because Jedi Survivor could be a definite Game of the Year nominee next year. It's looking incredible. And that also will be March 17th, if I'm not mistaken, of next year. So we're starting off with a bang with Star Wars Jedi Survivor. This is a small independent game that I think Veronica and Darrell and I were talking about that we really liked. It was the 8-bit style game called Replaced. I think we saw that one, like, it was either the beginning of the show or towards the end of the show. Yeah, it was really amazing. And that was kind of my indie game that really was like, yo, this might be a banger.
That one looked amazing. Like, at first glance, you look at the graphics and you're like, oh, this looks like a, whatever, regular gritty game. But then everything's like pixelated and stuff. It looks really nice. I'm interested in that. I don't remember too much about what the trailer gave us in terms of plot, but I'm also like happy that I don't know much about the plot either. I just remember seeing it and thinking like, oh, this is gonna be like an art direction game for sure next year at least, because I'm liking the way it looks.
Yeah, it's the art direction of it is looking amazing, and as somebody who doesn't play a lot of independent games and I'm trying to change that and do better with it, I was very blown away with the style, and I am very much on board for this, so I will be keeping a close eye on what that's going to bring to the table. And we talked about some of the awards and the games that were our favorite. There was actually a really weird end of the show last night. As you guys know, Elden Ring won Game of the Year, and I actually was rewatching the video today. So there was this kid who came on stage with the From Software team when they were accepting the award, and I didn't realize he was there the entire time. I never noticed that he was there the whole award. But he came up, he said some Bill Clinton things, and then he got arrested. The whole thing is weird. Veronica, I know you might have a little bit more insight into it.
Okay, so it was super weird. It's funny because I also didn't catch it really when it happened until the very end when I hear like something Bill Clinton. I'm like, what? And I'm looking at my screen, and then also Darrell was like, who was that kid? And I'm like, I don't know. Like I was actually very confused. But yeah, I was looking through videos again too, like you said, and this kid like just walked up with the team. He was also seated like far away from them, so he just like walked into that aisle too. And this guy, like, he has quite a history. Like, apparently he did something similar in was it BlizzCon at a World of Warcraft panel, talking about Hong Kong when all that stuff was going around down. Supposedly also at an NBA game, like as a child or like when he was younger. Was also apparently on InfoWars. So we're already getting a kind of sense about his character, right? And it's not looking too good for this guy. I don't know what's really happening, but it was really weird. But it's funny because I did see people who know this person, I guess, go on Twitter and be like, yeah, he's just like in the Discord server talking about this. Like a couple days ago, he was like, I'm gonna go crash the Game of the Year thing, and they're like, haha, okay. And then like, oh wait, like he actually did it. You know what I mean? Like it's really weird.
Yeah. It was because I remember we talked about it last night, and I didn't notice him at all. Like I wasn't even paying attention to him at all. And then they were like, yo, who's this kid? And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't even see this guy. And then and then it hit me because then it registered to me like late. I was like, oh, the Bill Clinton thing. I was like, that was I didn't know what that was, because everybody was like, this had to be like one of the designer's kids or somebody that was like associated with the Game Awards or something like that. So no one batted an eye at all. No one thought that this kid was just gonna come up and say some crazy stuff at the end of the show. But Paul Tessie from Forbes actually had a little bit of a breakdown of his past, and also talking about how the kid follows him on Twitter. So he reached out to him to find more information about it. But Jeff Keighley tweeted shortly after the show that he got arrested. We don't know if he's been released. All I know is that he got arrested. I don't know what happened, if he had like bail or anything like that. But it seemed like everything he said that he was going to do was true. He did crash the Game of the Year, and it was just absurd and out of the blue.
It was just
very
really
unexpected.
Weird. Yeah, super unexpected. Like, kid, go do your algebra homework.
Yeah, right.
What are you doing? Like, come on
if
now.
I'm not correct, he's also a minor too, so it just makes that whole situation even weirder.
I
Like,
think
you want to
so,
protect his
too.
privacy. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, it's very odd. I'm not sure. I don't think anyone really knows what to make of it because it's funny. Like people were like, "Haha, what a weird, silly thing for this kid to do." And then like as the minutes went by last night, like all this info kept coming out about this kid and like what he's done
His
in
history.
his history. Yeah, and people were just like, "Oh, yikes!" Like,
Yeah.
Yikes, indeed.
Classic
See,
internet to like get to
Yeah.
all the answers in the matter of minutes after it happened.
Yeah.
I think my favorite thing is everybody just they had the same reaction. It was just the question mark, like, huh? Like what? Like, what was that?
Like,
And I don't know
how
if
do
you've
I
seen
take
them.
that?
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen. They've had people are so quick. They've been making memes related to Elden Ring with him, and it was like. It was like an invader has entered the game.
Yo, I saw that one. Yeah, and he's all in red or something.
I saw one like that, but for Among Us, where someone's like, "There's an imposter."
Yeah.
Here. It was him. I mean, true, because he walked up there looking like he was part of the team or something.
For real, yeah. I mean, he tricked me as
Blood
well
thinks
when
he's
I
on
was
the
watching
team.
the recap. Like,
Yeah.
I thought he was a relative or something. Like, I did
Yeah.
notice. I looked at him and was like, wait, he's so much younger than the rest. Like, is that? And then I just kept playing that game in my head until I read the news later.
Yeah, because
Definitely.
this is what he said, quote, it was, "Hey Martin, real quick, I want to thank everybody and say that I think I want to nominate this award to my Reformed Orthodox Rabbi, Bill Clinton." And then security came on stage when he was saying thank you and then took him out. So that's what, just very, very odd way to end the show, but it felt like it didn't really take away from their speech for Elden Ring. I just felt like it was... You see it now, you're seeing the replay, like, okay, this kid was there, but it didn't really take it away because he didn't pull a Kanye West and, take this
Wasn't an
mic
interruption.
while they were talking. Yeah, he waited until they were done, which I was like, all right, okay, that's
Like-
cool, but like, super weird.
Yeah.
So definitely one of the stranger parts of the night for sure. And also one thing that was really cool too during the show is that they were giving away some Steam Decks during the show, and there was a funny moment during the stream, and I remember we were talking about people winning the awards, and we looked over and there was a picture on Twitter, and somebody by the name of MILF Hunter won a Steam Deck during the show. So so I thought that was iconic. And Veronica, you said that you got a DM from him, right? The guy who won the award.
So, for context, my Steam ID is Dilf Hunter. So like when I saw the tweet going around, right, and that they're like, "Haha, look who won," I was like, "Oh wait, DM me," and then I posted a screenshot of my Steam thing, and then the actual guy who won this did DM me, and we were just like talking for a bit. But yeah, incredible name, deserved, I think.
Yeah, you're like, I see you.
I'm like, yeah, deserved. Like, this is the best possible outcome, I think. I didn't get a Steam Deck.
Yeah.
I wish I did. But
Listen, we all got robbed because I had the Steam, live stream on the side while we were streaming last night, and I was like,
Yeah.
let me see if I get another Steam Deck because I could sell it or give it to somebody or something.
Right.
But
Holidays
we got
are coming
robbed.
up.
yeah,
We got robbed. And we thought Christopher Judge going on for his speech during the God of War Ragnarok Award was going to help our chances, but it did not, even though he went on for like 15 minutes. So
like, shout out to him and Al Pacino because they were doing the best they could to get all those like extra Steam Deck winners. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like-
they were helping us out, and I appreciate them. We'll do kind of like one final wrap up for the Game Awards here. I want to go one by one, everybody, and ask overall thoughts of the show, even if you didn't get to catch the whole thing. Just kind of giving your thoughts about it, and what was on your mind with it. So Alex, we'll go ahead and go first with you. Since you didn't get to see the whole show, what did you think of what you saw, and some of the games that you saw afterwards?
Yeah, I think I'm just going to echo some things that you said, mainly about the whole production feeling like nicely packaged together, really well executed. The pacing of it all was very enjoyable as well. One thing that stood out to me was from the announcements. It was Burning Shores, which is, I guess, the sequel to the current Horizon game, Forbidden West. So just keeping a close eye on that. That trailer looks as beautiful as the actual gameplay itself. So I'm looking forward to that, and just another good year of the Game Awards next year.
Yeah, I was like, there's one game I'm missing somewhere because there was so much stuff announced, and that was the one that I was missing. The DLC for that looks incredible, coming in April. So like that's like the only big release so far in April will be that DLC. So I'm sure we're both going to be on that day one and try to get through that as quickly as possible. But yeah, it's going to be awesome to see that. Veronica, what were your overall thoughts on the Game Awards show as well?
I think it was a really good show. I really enjoyed it. I had a good time. I think, like you said earlier, there was like a lot of the like really big games was kind of like spread out. So, like the whole time was very, very like I was engaged. No matter how big or small the games were, it was like huge. I remember one of my favorite things, obviously Hades and the Final Fantasy 16, because like I really like Final Fantasy, but also the Suicide Squad announcement that Kevin Conroy, that he would be playing Batman in that game. That's his like last, I guess, role, because he died earlier this year. So it's nice to know that he will be doing this iconic role of his again for this game one last time. So that was pretty nice also for them to like give a special like nod to him, especially, I think. But yeah, a solid Game Awards, I think.
Yeah, that's a great point too, because I know that they were probably waiting until the game came out to reveal that Batman was going to be in it, but yeah. I think that was the right thing for them to do with the timing of Kevin's death and honoring him for all of his work that he's done in the past. I think that was a really great way to give him an amazing tribute during the show. Overall, yeah, I agree with both of you guys that it was really well done from the years past. And I think that Jeff, he hyped it up the right way this time of year, because normally when he hypes up games and they're like and like the award shows and the Summer Games Fest, it doesn't really match the same hype that he brings out. So I think that this time of the year actually was like, okay, this hit expectations and even above it, which doesn't always happen with his shows, but it was a lot more concise. I think that he probably wanted to take away Christopher Judge's long speech, but other than that, like the time was pretty good too. It ended before 11 o'clock, and they did a great job overall with the presenters, with the awards, and the announcements, and I'm really excited to see what they bring for the Summer Game Fest in the summer, which is going to be their first live in-person event, and also the Game Awards 2023, which will probably be in LA next year. So, amazing show, and great job to the team all the way through, and great job to all of the nominees and all of the winners, and 2023 is going to be brutal, and it's going to be a lot more first-time winners, a lot more controversy for Game of the Year for sure. But I'm looking forward to seeing what all the games bring. But that's going to probably wrap up our show for today, the TryHard's COOLDOWN episode. We are going to be back on Tuesday here for our end of the year TryHard play stream. And then also we're going to be back next Friday for our last TryHard COOLDOWN. We're going to be talking about our favorite games 2022, favorite announcements, most disappointments, and also what are we looking forward to the most in 2023. So that's going to do it from everybody here, from Alex and Veronica and myself on the TryHard team. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you for everybody that came through yesterday for the Game Awards stream we did. That was the first time doing something like that, and we're definitely going to plan doing some more of that stuff very soon. So definitely tune in here on TryHard Certified and follow us across all our social platforms, and you know where to find us. And we're going to see you guys next time. So have a good rest of your Friday. Have a good weekend, and we're going to see you on Tuesday for some TryHard plays.